Hey, y'all, it's your girl Shay. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to be here today. Look, I got a message for you today. So whatever you need to get comfortable, because I'm going to take my time today, because this video is about self-love, which means it's about you. And you have to sow into you. So, you can put me on pause. Y'all know how the vibes go. Put me on pause. Go get your favorite snack. Go get your favorite drink. Light your favorite candle. Since we're talking about love today, I have my pink candle. That is giving a fragrant, beautiful scent in here because pink represents love. The the rose quartz crystal actually represents love and brings love to you. So I just wanted to say that. Oh, and of course, when you pray and everything, whatever your spiritual connection is, whoever you call God, you're going to need to call upon him on this video. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to take my time. I got some points that God has appointed me to. I'm on assignment this morning. I'm on assignment. Well, it's not morning if you're watching me, whatever time you're watching me. I'm on assignment. So we got to get through it. Okay, so number one, let's first of all give a hand clap to every social worker. Every social worker, if you watching me, happy Social Work Month. It's also Women's History Month. So if you are a woman social worker watching me, hello, happy Women's History Month and happy Social Work Month. If you are a man watching me, happy social, and you're a social worker, happy Social Work Month. So I just wanted to say that to all my colleagues. We have a hard job that requires our soul. It requires our spirit. It requires everything of us. Our physical ability, from going to house, whatever it is. I want to say thank you. Thank you for being in the profession, and thank you for staying in the profession. And if this is a profession that you are considering, know that it has its challenges, but it has its rewards. And if you were called to it, God has called you to do it. If you need to watch my Finding Purpose video, go back and watch that. Okay, y'all. Housekeeping out the way. But I do want to say this. You know how I say get your snack, get your favorite drink. I say all that stuff. Y'all, today we're introducing the readers. Just for the people, just so y'all can know. I have 20/20 vision. But I like wearing readers because it makes me feel like I'm smart. I've been wearing readers since I was probably in the 3rd grade. And it has just stuck with me when I really feel like I'm doing it. Okay, so these are my readers, and I'm going to use them as we start this video out with defining some terms, because I'm all about defining terms and getting us started and getting us on our way. So let's go. Okay, so this video is about self-love. So let's define love, because we know who self is. Self is you. Self is you. Okay, love, an intense feeling of deep affection, a great interest and pleasure in something. So if it's a great interest and pleasure in something, the something is you. So it's about you having a deep affection for you, a deep interest and pleasure of yourself. That's what self-love is. So with that being said, if that's what love is, and it requires the self, with what I say, something pleasure and great pleasure and interest in something. It doesn't say if you have this, if you have that. That's not what it says. So why are you putting conditions on yourself? All right, so let's go down some streets here. Let's go down some boulevards. Oh, I'll love myself when. Let's talk about the wins. When I lose weight. Was guilty. When I get a better car. When I get a better job. When I get my degree. When I get my nice house. When I get my husband. when I have my children, I could go on and on and on. The when, and then you fill in the blank. I will love myself when. That definition doesn't say anything about that. It doesn't say anything about that. And I want you to get in a posture of loving yourself as is. No conditions. And you know why? Because that's not how God loves us. God loves us unconditionally. And that's the love you need to have for yourself. I did a self-love, my journey video that was short that I did for my church. If you want to check it out, it is a Christian woman's perspective, a Christian person's perspective, not even just woman, but it is a Christian perspective to self-love. And that has been a part of my journey. So I can't negate that. But it is some internal and external things that you need to do in order to get to this self-love place. Because what I've learned about self-love is that it is a journey. It is a road. It is something that you're continuously on. You know why? Because you change through life. You may have been stricken with a health problem that you went from being able to walk. I know some people who suffer from MS, they were able to walk and now they're not able. They're in a wheelchair. You may have had an accident where you had to have reconstructive surgery on something on your body. And now aesthetically, you don't look the same. Let's talk. Let's talk, okay? I think about my eyes. I have big eyes. I've had big eyes ever since I was a little girl. But when I had thyroid disease, I have Graves' disease, and that's a hyperactive thyroid. And what happened was it caused me to have my eyes to stretch for the blood vessels have swelled and have pushed my eyes out a bit and changed the look of my eyes. So I had to go on a whole nother journey. Of loving what I see in the mirror now. After you have children, you're looking at yourself and you're saying, this body ain't the same. As you age, I used to could eat Cheetos all day. Now, this ain't my story. I always been a thickums, always any little thighs and things like that. But I may talk about that later on. We just gonna flow with this video for now. But when you talk about your metabolism slowing down as you get older, whatever the case may be, things change. You change. But just because you change and times change and time moves on, your love needs to remain constant for yourself. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you deserve it. It is your birthright. It is your birthright to love yourself. So let's talk about why sometimes we talked about some things that could happen that can make it a little hard to have to readjust to loving yourself. But I want to talk about something in particular. I want to talk about conditioning. Okay. And y'all, if y'all watch my Fashion Basics 101 video, y'all know a little bit about my educational background. But let me tell you something about the girl. When she was out there at Howard University, baby, she got an A+ in human growth and development. Okay. She got an A+. And at the University of Maryland School of Social Work, baby girl, she got an A+ in human behavior. So this is one topic that I do know. Okay. I do know. So I have to put my readers back on, because we are going to dissect this. We are dissecting this. Okay, so let's talk. What am I looking for? I am looking for condition. We're talking about social conditioning. So let's talk about this. Let's define it. The sociological process of training individuals in a society to respond in a manner generally approved by the society in general, and peer groups within the society. So when we talk about social conditioning, I'm thinking about one thing. Who you get messages from? What is society telling you? What is TV telling you? What are magazines telling you? What is Instagram telling you? What is Facebook telling you? What is Twitter telling you? What are these people telling you about yourself? Because there is a level of conditioning that happens. And that is one thing about conditioning. We come in, we bring information in, and we get trained. That's the reason why if you working at T. Rowe Price, hey, shout out to my corporate babes, my corporate girls. If you working at T. Rowe Price, right? You ain't gonna come to work in no bathing suit. Why? Because it conditioned you not to. You were told not to. It is what is acceptable and what is unacceptable. So then let's define operant conditioning. Let's define that. Operant conditioning, sometimes referred to as instrumental conditioning, is a method of learning that employs rewards and punishments for behavior. Okay? Rewards and punishment for behavior. Okay? So when you think about being conditioned, you're also being conditioned in an operant way, meaning that how things work with you. You know, our prison system is an example of that. And then it goes further to say, okay, I'm getting reinforced. It's about the reinforcement and the punishment. Think about that. So if you are an Instagram model, right, and you are a model who is showcasing her body, you know from being conditioned, from what society is telling you, that a curvy body type, a flat stomach, a big behind, excuse me, I don't mean to be crass, I don't mean to offend nobody, but we got to talk real because I don't know no other way to be. Okay, I'm a genuine person. Okay, so when you think about that, as an Instagram model who is showcasing her body, she knows from looking at what people have liked, what people have shared, what people have reposted. She knows that this is the body type that's being celebrated. So she's been conditioned, right? So then she's like, oh, well, I have that body type, or I've gotten surgery to have that body type, because you've been conditioned to say this is what is appealing. This is what is attractive, right? As a woman. So then you go and you get on Instagram and you're gonna put that little tight dress on or body, whatever, and you're gonna look in the mirror, you're gonna take that mirror selfie, and you're gonna let that butt show. And the reason why you're gonna let that butt show, or whoever gonna let that butt show, is because you know that that's going to get likes. That behavior is going to be celebrated. So if I want to be celebrated, I know that I can do this behavior. That's what operant conditioning is. That's what conditioning does. Okay. So I want you to think about another thing. When you talk about being a Black woman, you talk about being someone who's always at the top of the list, who's getting dragged. I don't know why Black women get dragged the way we do. When I tell you, the most beautiful, the most talented, most loving, the most caring, the most thoughtful, the most insightful, the strong, resilient. I could go on for days, creative, intellectual. I mean, I could go on for days about Black women, right? So the thing about it is, let's talk about oppression. So let's define oppression. So we've already defined social conditioning. We defined operant conditioning. I've given you examples of those. Let's define oppression. The prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment or control. The state of being subject to unjust treatment or control, the mental pressure or distress. So when you think about being oppressed, as Black people in America, we know that we've been oppressed. We just know that we are a product of oppression. We still get oppressed. You know, we can look at the news and know that. I don't have to go into all the spills because y'all know the deal. Y'all know the tea. Y'all know the deal. So the bottom line of it is, you have all of these things. This oppression has caused for the higher being to say, hey, these people, we need to control. We need to control. So with Black people being controlled, we need to control. Then you think about social conditioning and operant conditioning and how you function within that. So let's define colorism and racism. Let's define colorism and racism. Prejudice or discrimination against individual with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic or racial group. So you're talking about, that's colorism. So we know what racism is. It's the oppression and the judgment, the prejudice against someone that's on a different culture. But whoever is watching this, y'all know my videos are for everybody. I do not discriminate. My videos are for everybody. Regardless of what it is, it's always been something telling you that it's right, it's wrong. So let's talk about some of those things. Some of the messages that you received growing up. Some of the messages that are being reiterated in culture. You need to be a certain body size. You need to be a certain weight, a certain body size. You also need to be a certain body shape to be acceptable. Okay. No, that is very unfair. That is very unfair. And I'm going to tell you why. Because everybody is made different. Everybody is made different. Okay. Oh, let's talk real. Let's talk real here. One of an ignorant statement that I received when I was growing up: you're pretty to be a dark girl. You're pretty to be dark skinned. You know, there is someone in a lab right now trying to figure out what is in melanin. What is in it? What is in it that makes the skin look the way it does, makes the skin age at the slower rate that it does? It's, someone is trying to figure that out, but you are conditioned to look and say, if someone is a darker skin tone, that means that they can't be pretty. We dispelling that enemy. We dispelling those myths today. Oh, so if you're a size 16, if you're a size 18, if you're a size 20, if you're a size 24, no. Oh no, you can't be attractive. Oh, you can't dress with confidence. Oh, you can't feel good about yourself because you're fat. And you're conditioned to see these things on the media to tell you what you are and what you are not. So then it brings me into the thing to say, what are you saying about yourself? Society and everyone I ain't trying to get tripped up here, Lord. Help me with my words. Help me with my words. Society is telling you all these things, and you're being constantly conditioned from what you're taking in and what you're hearing. But what are you saying about you? So it's two things that you could say about you. So let's get back to that operant conditioning. You can either reinforce what's being told to you, how you're being conditioned, or you can punish it. You can rebuke it. So it's about you taking back control over yourself and over your life. Okay. Now, how do you do that? How do you do that, Shayelle? I'm going to tell you how you do that. You guard your seeing. You guard your hearing. You guard who you're around. If something or someone makes you feel less than and brings out inadequacies in you, that's a time for you to explore something deeper in yourself. What is it that you need to work on to feel better about yourself? You're not supposed to look like everybody else. So then that brings me into my next point. So wait a minute, before I go to my next point, let me say this to you. Please hear me. Please hear me. Let me say this to you. It is going to be so much adversity that you will face in your life. The last person that needs to be against you is you. You need to be for you. You cannot go through your life any longer. I'll love myself when, as is. You were made in God's image. Imperfect, yes, you are, but you're not supposed to be perfect. You are supposed to be who you're supposed to be. Let me give you an example before I get into what God says about you, because that's my next point. Winnie Harlow. If you all don't know who Winnie Harlow is, please Google Winnie Harlow. Winnie Harlow is a model. She is a high-paid model, beautiful baby, and she has vitiligo. Okay. And vitiligo is what Michael Jackson has, the discoloring of the skin on the face. Now, you can't tell me she wasn't scrutinized. You can't tell me conditioning. People say, oh, you don't have even tone skin. Oh, please throw her away. She ain't never going to be nobody's model. Model. She laughing in everybody's face. What my boy OT Genesis say, everybody mad. That's my jam. I work out to that like every morning. Oh, then it brings me to my next point. Okay, so I'm a curvy girl, right, with these little thick thighs and this big butt and this bust line and all that. And I work out every week. I work out 3 to 4 times a week. I do cardio 3 or 4 times a week. I stretch. I do yoga. I do step. I do all of these things. And people make these generalizations. Oh, she a certain size, so she don't work out. Oh, she eating bonbons all day. I eat fresh fruit every day. Love fresh fruit. My mother loved fresh fruit. And, me and my mother, Virgo twins. I love fresh fruit. I eat fresh fruit every day. I eat whole foods. I do eat chips and I eat a cookie. And I can, because that's what I want to do. But you understand how that conditioning, you see people who work out, oh, they're supposed to be small. They're supposed to be fit. Oh, I heard people, the most absurd thing I've heard, somebody waiting to get in shape to go to the gym. So it's a guy that I follow on Instagram who was a trainer, and he said, you discriminated against an out of shape person at the gym is just like somebody in a job fair discriminated against a homeless person trying to get a job. That's how ridiculous conditioning is. Think about it. Think about those messages. I want you to really bring that in. So it brings me to my next point. What does God say about you? Now, this gets me excited. And just so y'all know, I have on my shirt, Know Your Worth. Then add tags. Because we giving it energy and a vibe, baby. Period. That's what we doing. So what does God say about you? God says you're fearfully and wonderfully made. That you're clothed, you're a woman. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You're a woman. You're clothed in strength and dignity. That your price is far above rubies. Right? When a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. When a man has a wife, he obtains favor from God. Because God made you as a prize. Nowhere in there does it say, oh, you're not supposed to be black woman or a black woman of a certain skin tone or a black woman with a certain hair texture of a black woman of a certain size. It says none of that. So I'm here to reaffirm you today. I'm here to reaffirm and affirm, because some people watching me, you may not have been affirmed. You may not have been affirmed. And that is my job. That is my duty. God told me to get on here and tell the people what I need them to hear. All right, y'all. Next thing. So what are you saying with the messages you're receiving? What are you saying about you? Get those affirmations. I'm loved. I'm beautiful. I'm dynamic. I am amazing. I have affirmations up on my wall that I look at every day. And even if I don't look at them every day, like read it every day, it's there. The words have energy. I burn my candles every day, set my vibe. Don't let nothing in this world stop you from being your best. Do you hear me? You need to listen to that song. It's two gospel songs come to my mind. One is The Gift by Donald Lawrence. Systems of the world will try to take your confidence, because these systems Look, listen, y'all, I'm running a blank, but it's a systems of the world will try to take your confidence, because these systems were designed to make you doubt what heaven sent. This is a game, y'all. This social conditioning is operating. This is a game. This is a game. Get hip to it and love yourself and say, this is what you getting. I used to love to see those memes when people, everybody go on a diet. Don't even get me started on diet culture. Everybody going on a diet first of the year. Everybody trying to look alike. For everybody body's like type A meant to look alike. Anyway, but I love those memes when people would say, this the body you getting, Jamaica, when they on their way to vacation. This the body you getting. That's right. That's the body you get, because it's the body you got. Now, don't get me wrong. You can work on your body. You can work on things and have the serenity prayer at your reach. Being able to help the thing. You work on the things you can change. You can't say. I'm gonna link it down below, because I got a lot in my mind right here. I'm trying to spill out to you, and I don't want to miss no points. So I'm gonna link it down below. So you can say that serenity prayer. I'm not saying that, but as a woman, when I was growing up, I had this conditioning about my body size. My mother was small. My sisters were small growing up. We had the same mother and father. We ate the same foods, and I just was a thickum. I had these thick little legs and carrying on. And I'm going to tell you, I have suffered from disordered eating the majority of my life. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I just got off the roller coaster. I just got off the diet culture roller coaster. And it is very painful. It is very painful. And I'm going to be honest with yourself. Free yourself. If that's how your body is supposed to be, then okay, there's a level of acceptance. I'm not saying that you can't change things and make yourself better, because I'm all about being better, not bitter. So that brings me to that. But just know, don't kill yourself. You'll get there. Be patient with yourself. You deserve to be patient with you. Okay, so with all that being said, we know what the media says. We know what you say about you, and then we know what God says about you. So if you are having, let's go back to the second point. If you are having a hard time with accepting yourself as you are, when you're going to do the affirmations, but the affirmations and the garden you're hearing, you're seeing, I want you to get out that phone. I want you to go through that timeline. Anything that makes you feel less than, or you find yourself comparing yourself to, I want you to shut it down. I want you to shut it down. That's setting boundaries. Shut it down. Because it's not serving you. It's making you depressed. And this is how we recondition. So let's define recondition, okay? To condition again. And this was a quote that actually was found in the dictionary. Well, not dictionary, but mobile app, whatever. Okay. It was necessary, this is a quote, it was necessary to recondition the human mind to accept change. Bam. Bam. Whether it's you're waiting for your win, whether it's the way you were born, whether it's what you're seeing and what you're taking in, regardless of however you got to the state that you are and how you think and how you feel about yourself, it's time for you to recondition yourself. Use this time to recondition what you think about yourself and how you feel about yourself, because you're amazing. Don't let nobody tell you no different. And I'm going to tell you how you know. I'm going to tell you how you know, because you got people that be hating on you, that want to be you. So why you so hard on you? My mother used to tell me that all the time. Oh, I used to go to my mom, Ma, so-and-so said something about me. Ma, and Ma. I used to worry my mother to death. And my mother used to say to me, all these people trying to imitate you, all these people trying to be just like you, but you hard on you. Now, I'm going to ask you this. Do that make sense? I sat with that thing. When I tell you, my mother was a wise, beautiful woman. Top tier. I was blessed to have her. So if you don't have a mother, and you watching me, listen to what your big sis, your auntie, your cousin, whatever age bracket you fall in, you worthy, you matter. You're beautiful. You're amazing. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. God is within you, so you can't lose. Last but not least, when you do all these things, it's an internal component. The internal component of loving yourself is all the things, the affirmations, the conditioning, and all those things I discussed. And then the external component is the self-care, the beauty regimens, the things you put up with, rituals and things like that. Treat yourself well. When you love yourself, you have worth. Know your worth. Then add tax, because everybody else does. And if you don't know your worth, and if you don't begin to love you, you will always get pimped by this world. And I know that sounds crass, and I don't know no other way to say it. People will use you. People will abuse you. You will go from a mess to a bigger mess if you don't stop and analyze what is it that's keeping you from loving you and from being the best you. I hope, I prayed before I started this video. Y'all don't know this. I have taped, this is the 4th time I've taped this video. And I said, Lord, get me out my own way. Get out your own way so you can do what you were called to do. And that is to do nothing that is someone else's journey, something that is assigned to you. Love yourself because you're worth it. You're worth it. All right, y'all, I have exhaled. My candle was going. I feel a sense of relief. I feel like I have gotten out everything that God has wanted me to say. If you need to share this video to someone, share it. Please comment down below if this has helped you in any way. And don't forget to thank your social workers this month. All right, y'all. Follow me on Instagram at TheShaelle, TheEesshaelle. And I'll be posting about self-love, about self-care, all those things that make us love on us because we are worthy of it just because we're breathing. All right. Y'all feel so much better now because that thing was running on me, honey. Okay. So I hope this message has inspired you. I hope this message finds you blessed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in my next video. Love y'all.